Hello, fellow Earthlings. I'm Ray Jane. Glad to see you here. Hey, Bear, propaganda poet. Glad to see you in the room. Always glad to see your face. Sending hearts back to you too, my brother. Ike Waltz. Greetings. You look very warm in a corduroy. I'm a little bit, thank you, for wearing that because it's cold outside. We appreciate you. Adam Granger, welcome, welcome. Glad to see you. Jasmine, she came back to us. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Maddie, I'm glad to see you in the room. Excited to hear what you have to share as always. Beanie Goddess, Lizzie. Greetings, greetings, greetings. Got CP Mays in the house. What's up? What's up? Okay. Julia Matthews, thank you for the moon. We appreciate every time you bring it with you. Okay. Amanda G, Abby, I see Abby as well. I am Ray Jane. You have found yourself at the Thursday night online open mic, also known as Thunderlung Thursdays, also known as Therapy Thursdays. So the way we start is the way we end, and that's with love. So I take some time to greet you as the folks are coming in and greet you by name at that, so that you know that you are welcome here, that somebody is excited to see you somewhere today. Thank you for being here. Could have been anywhere else. Oh, there goes Abby. Okay, the waves look good today, Abby. I don't know if you even knew that, but they look good. Thank you for being here. Dodi Soul, thank you for being here as well. Angeliki, oh, I like that name. Okay, maybe we'll get to see your face too one of these days. It's okay if you don't, you just want to listen. You're welcome to do that as well. And Eric G, thank you for being here. We got some more folks headed into the room. And we'll get started in probably about 2 minutes. Feel free to greet each other in the chat. The chat is your love receptacle, your space, to react, to lift each other, ask questions, to leave us your information so we know how to stalk you later. I mean, follow you, whatever you want to call that. Greetings to the people out in Facebook land and YouTube land. We are so, so happy to have you. Y'all probably see the New Eurekan Poets Cafe has its own Zoom box here. Person behind that box is Advocate of Words. He is our program manager and will be holding us down in the background this evening. So thank you in advance, Advocate, for all that you do for the space. We love you. And if you don't know, you will. Okay, so I think, let's get started. How y'all feel? Y'all feel ready? Y'all feel like we should yeah, okay, I think so too. Let me drop the list into the chat. Okay, I know some of y'all are probably like, what list, Ray Jane? The guaranteed list. So everyone can know where they stand coming on into the room. So again, as I mentioned, I am Ray Jane, that's RayJane. I am your host for the evening, and you have found yourself at the Thursday night online open mic presented to you by the legendary New Eurekan Poets Cafe. I loved it so much I got a shirt. Okay. So on Thursday nights, we are sharing poetry, music, and comedy. Each participant is giving us 3 minutes of whatever magic they've conjured for the evening to share with us. And those folks happen to get on the guaranteed list by signing up 24 hours ahead of time at the neweurekan.org full events calendar, Thursday night, 9 p.m. slot, artist ticket being the most important part. So you do that on Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern to get on the guaranteed list, which is usually about 19, 20 people. But don't fret if you did not get a chance to do that, but did find yourself in the Zoom room with us this evening, then you still have space to jump on what we like to call the good luck round. So we save about 5 spots for those folks who forgot to sign up, didn't know how to sign up, etc., so that you have a chance to get down. So if you want to be one of those people and you don't see yourself on the list and you want to get on the good luck round, send me what we call a Zoom DM, okay, a private message, and we will get you on, okay? For those of you who are performing tonight, please put your names, your pronouns, your IG handles in your boxes with you. Be prepared to share your Venmos, your PayPal, so we could throw you a little dollar something, you know what I mean, and support your artistry. If you will, please don't freak out if your camera goes off, something happens with the audio, it's okay. Things happen in the Zoomverse. Just pop off, pop back on, let me know that you're back in the room so that we can hear the entirety of your piece, because this is a peaceful space. And the only way we keep it that way is if everyone adheres to the one rule in the room, which is respect. This is not a place for any hateful content. We will not have that. Okay. So we say in the room, if you get cute, you will what? Get the boot. And who's the boot? Advocate of words. Okay. So he will boot you out of here. So if you see something that you don't like, that's offensive, please help us to make sure that this space is indeed safe and let us know. Only got 2 eyes, well, maybe 4 eyes, but sometimes I need a little help. So let's keep the place safe for each other. All right. It's a safe and it's a free space, y'all. Okay. So that means that we have sponsors. So let me take a minute to pay our bills. Thank you. Special thank you to the National Endowment for the Arts, the New York State Council on the Arts, the New York City Department of Cultural Affairs, Amazon Literary Partnership, and New York Community Trust. Thank you so much for what you've contributed that allows us to have this safe space and free space week in and week out. If you would like to be added to that list with a tax-deductible donation, please come to the nuyorican.org/contribute or Cash App $ Nuyorican Poets Cafe. Every dollar counts, and we appreciate all that you give to us, even if it's just your artistry tonight. So let's get into it. I've said enough. Let's get to the poetry, the healing. All right. So that's what you came here for. I don't know about y'all, but that's what I came here for. Okay. So the first person that will be giving us some healing for the evening is Jeff Cottrell and our friend Pinky. Okay. Please unmute yourself, Jeff. Go on, do your thing.
All right. So tonight I give you new shit. All right. No echoes. Okay. So this is called You're Immature. You're immature. You're so immature, Jeff. Everybody thinks you're immature, and I'll tell you why. Mature people don't live in apartments, Jeff. Mature people don't rent. You know what mature people do? Mature people buy houses. Mature people secure mortgages so they can own their own houses someday. And then mature people spend their time taking care of their houses. Mature people get married while they're young, and then they buy big houses in which to raise their families. Mature people buy houses with backyards and gardens, and then they spend their weekends taking care of their backyards and gardens to make a good impression on their neighbors. That's what mature people do. You don't, so you're immature. Mature people don't ride public transit, Jeff. That's so immature. Mature people don't walk or ride bicycles everywhere the way children do. You know what mature people do? Mature people own cars. Mature people buy cars, and they also buy car insurance every 6 months. Mature people own cars big enough to fit their whole families. Mature people drive cars everywhere, even to places close by. Mature people keep close tabs on the price of gasoline at every local gas station, and they reminisce out loud about how much cheaper it used to be. Mature people complain about how pedestrians and bikes and buses always block traffic. That's what mature people do, Jeff. You're immature. Mature people don't have conversations about pop culture, Jeff. Mature people don't talk about what's new in movies or music or TV or the internet. Mature people don't care at all about famous entertainers, not even the talented ones. You know what mature people talk about? Mature people talk about local politics. Mature people rant about their local elected leaders and all the things they're doing wrong. Mature people talk about budgets and government spending and economic policy and interest rates and immigration and housing and wages and, more than anything else, taxes. Mature people obsess over taxes, Jeff. Mature people devote as much of their spare time as they can to determine how to pay as little tax as possible, and they mock politicians who want to tax them more. That's what mature people do. You're immature. Mature people don't read books by John Irving, Jeff. Mature people don't read Kurt Vonnegut or Terry Pratchett or Mark Twain or Arthur Miller or George Orwell or Charles Dickens. Those are immature writers for immature minds. You know what mature people read? Mature people read Hemingway. Mature people read Faulkner and Raymond Carver and Michael Ondaatje and Joy Kagawa and Jane Urquhart and M.T. Kelly and Tobias Wolff and Jose Saramago, Jeff. And mature people don't write poetry for fun. Mature people write poetry to get government grants and to make awards shortlists. And mature people don't watch comedy to laugh. Why would anybody even think of watching comedy to laugh? That's so childish. No, mature people watch comedy to validate their political and social ideologies. Mature people watch comedy to applaud when the comedian says something they agree with. You don't, so you're immature. And mature people don't play board games, Jeff. Only socially awkward kids with acne and peanut allergies play board games. Nobody mature does that. You know what mature people do? Mature people watch sports. Mature people sit and drink beer and eat chips and watch sports games on TV. Mature people go out to live sports games and drink beer and eat hot dogs and yell abuse at the home team players when they don't win. Mature people make their children play sports, and then they go out to their kids' sports games and yell abuse at the opposing team and pick fights with other kids' parents. Mature people track and even memorize sports statistics. Mature people talk about pro athletes as if they were personal friends or family members. That's what mature people do. You're immature. Oh, and by the way, mature people drink coffee. You don't, so you're immature. That's what mature people do, Jeff. I hope you've been listening carefully so that one day maybe you'll grow the hell up and be as mature as I am. Thank you. That was new shit called You're Immature.
I think a bunch of us can relate. Please unmute yourselves and give Jeff some love.
Yeah, that was brilliant. Yeah, probably my favorite recently. Yeah.
Amazing.
Love that new shit. Thank you, Jeff, for bringing us something fresh to chew on, okay? And just to, remind ourselves, adulting is hard, It's not fun. It's not fun. I wouldn't recommend it. Okay, next person up is Mr. Tezazomo. Please unmute yourself and do your thing. Welcome back. Good to see you.
Hey, Ray Jane. Good to be back. I missed the I Can't Breathe reading because I was working. So I'm gonna throw one of the pieces that was accepted there. And I posted my latest book on the chat for folks to peruse. The Resentment Ragman. Ragman, ragman, taggy, taggy ragman. Tell us what you got there in your sack. Oh, it's full of rhymes and riddles, jingles, jokes, and hiddle diddles. This bundle that I carry on my back. Will the system collapse if we refuse to buy what they're peddling, their internal collective projection propaganda, the dominant, dangerous, unacknowledged, unconscious, their biblical emotive eisegesis, insanely interpreted in a way that justifies their juggernaut, paternalistic presuppositions, their own anxious antithetical agendas, their own retro-racialized bastardly biases? Creating castrated cultural classes, the treacherous, troublesome traits, the discount your didactic manifest destiny, distract your moral and ethical discomfort, casting it on the whipped bare backs of the melanized masses. Oh, tell us, funny ragman, grinny, skinny ragman, where did you pick up your funny rhymes? I got them from the propaganda punditry where we lose all sense of respectable rationality, where we're driven by sadistic, exuberant emotions. Jump on the bandwagon propaganda, the bandwagon. Join the cowardly crowds, follow the herd, turd, hit the like, FOMO, mofo, oh, dealer, stack the cards, hide your unsavory, racist, misogynist, meninist, infantilizing propaganda lies. Some were dancing with cornflower, some were hiding in church towers and sprinkle helter-skelter by the chimes. Yes, those plain folks propaganda. Wow, how can Jim Crow not be our awesome Americana? Our skepticism shuns celebrity endorsements, domestically discrediting the expertise man hiding in his obsessive objectivity used by the body politic. Ragman, nice old ragtaggy ragman. Sing us just one jingle, tingle song. Green grow the lilacs, all sparkling with you, and by the next meeting, I hope to prove true and change the green lilacs to the red, white, and blue. Linger in the glittering star-spangled generalities, my guns, my Second Amendment, my empty freedom, my empty liberty, love my positively putrid anecdotes, love my hyperboles, pandemic metaphors, my lyrical paraphrasing to attract more, my irreconcilable lies. Glitter, transference riddle, my slogan, save the children, Arbor, Mike Fright, Comp Auschwitz, hoodie, my crusader cross, my intactivist foreskin, love my cutie cute, trust the plan, or is it the Mandalorian? This is the way. My overdetermined Hawaiian shirts, foxskin, walking shaman with a Porter Grizzly gallows naughty noose, the infallible Catholic cabal of resentful ragmen. Why, my dears, I've got plenty. Sing you one, I'll sing you 20. I've been hoping you would ask me all along. Thank you. It's kind of creepy. Yeah?
No, that was beautiful. If creepy can be beautiful, then that's what the hell it was. Please unmute yourselves.
Yeah.
That was good.
Pick up my book on Amazon for the holidays. Give it to your friends. The book that bites back.
Ooh, we like that. Hell of a slogan. Okay, now. If that's what you're into, go ahead and buy the book, okay? All right. Mr. Tezasomo, thank you for that. Wonderful. Next person up, we'll switch it up a little bit. We're going to give you some honey long to go with your evening. Tanish, please unmute yourself.
Okay, thank you, Elizabeth, for letting me take your spot. It's nice to see you, Ray Jane. I have two, and I'm trying to atone for this piece that I wrote about my mom, and it turns out I think it's self-explanatory. It's called Between Ancestors and Ghosts. My relationship with my deceased mother is estranged. They say a mother's cells change once they've carried a child, and if to full term, their child's cells can stay in the mother's body for decades. This must be true for a mother's soul, I think. She was my best friend, and I was an inconsolable child, blocked out the abuse and the mutilation, took it out on the only person who listened. It's difficult to mend a relationship with a deceased person who is also your mother. You go through the independent stage, rejecting everything they were, discovering the secret they left behind as scars on your body, but then you start to remember the love. How she woke you up one morning, her arms around your belly, your back, against her chest, and for a few seconds, feeling immense peace. Or how you used to dream her alive, the only caveat she couldn't speak again, and you realize, after years of bargaining into acceptance and healing, that your sister, very much alive, was the parasite in disguise, a ghost of a shell this whole time. And then I want it to read defiant like a helmet. What is defiance? Whether withering or waxing, that takes you from one of your innocuous comments playing pool in a bar to a stranger telling you he prefers someone with more depth, and I just wanted to know if he was a YIMBY. The elections are dividing us more sharply and more profoundly into arrogance and humility. It's getting harder not to notice people confusing honesty with stupidity, feeling they can say whatever to you. And all I do is gasp at this young man and laugh because I have more depth in my non-dominant pinky than he does in his binary body. Why do people think they can live without living around artists, as if we are not exhaling humanity, blessing spaces wherever we go, both historian and prophet? I am left to reflect on my contributions to others, their perceptions of me being shallow. I've had the misfortune of being reduced to tempting, prudish, unintelligent, whip smart, fake, genuine, deceiving, honest, clingy, independent, cold, maternal, a lost cause, too powerful. When it's good, it's always too. And can I just be independent from you, yet building with you? Where is the space to be? Over time with the same people who can't be wrong. And my resistance to these reductions has gotten sharper, thicker, defiant, like a helmet, deflecting opinions flying in like shards of a mirror. Don't let anyone tell you who you are, and you are always your own responsibility. Thank you.
Tanish, those were both beautiful, but don't let me tell it. Please unmute yourselves. Give Tanish some love.
Oh, yeah. Denise, that was fantastic.
That was great. They were both great.
Fantastic. So many great lines.
Beautiful, beautiful pieces. And thank you for sharing your mother with us. That piece was exceptionally beautiful and vulnerable. Thank you for going there and sharing it. All right, next person up. Guess we're gonna get a little hot in here. So, you know, if you got your sweater on, Ike, go on, take that corduroy off, okay? We don't want you to go down. And Flame-tastic, please unmute yourself. Welcome back.
Oh, thank you. It's good to be back. So you know where it's at. Woo! I'm here to build something spicy under my hat. Hello, my name is Ed, and Flame-tastic's my name, and XC is my game. So I'm here to engulf your flames. All right. This is a new piece, some new shit that's going to hit. Hopefully it's going to stick. This is called Jungle Love. All right. The lion was hungry for a touch. He slowly crawls in the bedroom. The fire desire was too much. He slowly washes in the soft lagoon. His claws slowly trace up and down without end. Slowly stimulated her bittersweet texture. He started to rub, suck, grasp, and kiss again. She was enveloped by a state of pleasure. Her curvy, naked body leans forward. Her creamy bosoms fall into his hands. A gentle massage with lewd words. The grown songs sung throughout the land. Her back arches while her pink walls tighten with ecstasy. His hardness is strengthened by a boiling lust. Their eyes peer into a bare sea to feed their insanity. Their thoughts and ideas start to turn to dust. Her body dances like a graceful tree. Her body dances in a wind of soft and fluid motion. Both smile with wild glee, both lost in the steamy erosion of their sexual devotion. The inner rhythm was all over the place. Their blurry eyes were lost in many positions, their bodies nestled in a musty gray smeared across their face. Both are consumed by a deep sensation of satisfaction. The feeding of pleasure is covering sweaty sparks. Deep roars vibrate inside their chests. The fireflies were dancing inside their hearts. They started to squeeze, pinch, flick, lick, and caress. The stimulated pleasure was too great. The bodies were moving in a rampant stampede. The moist state of their lake they quickly create, the instinctive tune of greed to passionately breed. Her body stood on top of a hard mass, their claws gripped with so much might, their wild hearts burning and beating so fast. Both wanted their erotic suns to ignite. The moonlight spread across their flesh, the surreal sensations running inside their loins, the tingling excitement of sexual progress. They quickly went in, out, join, and rejoin. The sexual high is reaching its peak. The sexual release soared in the air. Their loins were about to leak. The rushing energy couldn't simply be compared. The boiling satisfaction rampage inside their brains. The nerves are experiencing a deep high. The sexual high was hard to maintain. Their minds were lost in the crimson sky. The fire spasms all throughout their skin. Bodies were in motionless, dazed. The deep moans start to transcend. The bedroom transformed to a sweaty maze. The two lions are sleeping in the fluffy jungle. The sun rises on the horizon. The sound of snoozing and a bundle of mumbles. Body trying to hide from the grazing sun. Thank you.
Ow! All right, Ed. You got a little wild on us. Please unmute yourself and give Ed some love.
Keep me hot.
Woo!
Fire.
Reach the spot. Woo!
Fantastic.
Fire your desire. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yes, Ed. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being your hot self, okay? We appreciate you just as you are, right? Sensuality is a part of humanity. Thank you for reminding us, okay? Burn Bridges, you are up. Please unmute yourself. Welcome back.
Yeah, been a couple weeks. Been, hanging out in this room. Gonna play a new one. It's called No Hesitation. It's a highly specific audience in mind, but I think the themes might work. 2 stabs in the heart, talking about no hesitation, talking about 2 stabs in the heart, and you're gone. Tonight I look in the mirror and I only see your eyes staring back. I only hear your voice when I speak. I only hear your breath when I only hear your words when I think. I only hear your words, I think. You had a dark heart, you had a beautiful mind. You had a hard life, you had a miserable time. You had a genius that no one will ever know you had. Well, I didn't know you. I don't know what you had. I just know you had 2 stabs in the heart. I know you had no hesitation, just 2 stabs in the heart, and you are gone. You look out the window and you declare that some houses are really old and they collapse from where. And I find myself imagining every place I've ever been collapsing from the weight of my every memory, both real and unsubstantiated. These are the circumstances in which I find myself trying to write a song that will finally impress Chris, even though I haven't seen that guy in years. Maybe sounding like Phil Elverum. Or something off of Roman Candle, maybe. Yeah, something off of Roman Candle. These are the circumstances in which I find myself resembling a dry rose resting on a teenager's lapel at a mandatory formal. A symbol of beauty picked out of the crowd and isolated as some others gather around, destined to be crushed between two relative strangers, awkwardly gyrating. These are the circumstances in which I find myself wondering why I'm even writing this song. And does it even matter? And does anything matter? And if anything matters, is it that I'm made of matter and that I will return to matter in the end? These are the circumstances in which I find myself. These are the circumstances in which I find. These are circumstances. These are which are these, and these are which are these, and these are which. These are which. These are circumstances which are these. Which are these? Which are these circumstances which are? These are. These are which are these are. These are. These are. These are. Two stabs in the heart. Talking about no hesitation. Talking about two stabs in the heart. That's all we got. Sing along. We've got two stabs in the heart. We've got no hesitation. We got two stabs in the heart. And we're gone. That's all we got, and we're gone. Thank you.
Thank you. Damn. I don't know about y'all, but that was real for me. Please unmute yourselves and give Burn some love.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Burn.
That was
Way to
insane.
burn up the airwaves with it. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. Sometimes they do just be stabbing you in the heart, don't they? I mean, you know, you could just leave. You ain't got to stab me. You know, that's cold. Thank you, Burn, for bringing us some music into the room. As we mentioned, we do a little bit of everything up in here. Also, we will serenade you. Yes, we will. Okay. And if we got heartbreak to deal with, we'll sing about that too. Thank you, Burn, for reminding us of how much we have to share. We appreciate you for being here. Don't leave too long next time, okay? I mean, we know you gotta do stuff or whatever, but come back, okay? We miss you. All right. Next person up is Nikki Gonzalez. I think you're in the room, right? Yes. Yeah, Nick. All right, let me unmute you. Welcome, and please let us know. One, let me know if I'm saying your name wrong, and two, let me know if this is your first time in the room with us.
Not my first time in the room, but first time meeting.
Okay.
And yeah, my name is pronounced, you call me Nikki, not a problem, but my name is pronounced Janique.
Jink. Ah, that's beautiful. I'm so glad
Thank
you told
I
me. It's
appreciate that.
way better than what I said. So and welcome. I'm so happy that you're taking a chance to read with us tonight. So I'm gonna mute myself and please do your thing. Welcome.
Thank you. My first piece is gonna be called Arroz con Habichuela. I may not wear my arroz and habichuela on my hips and nalga, and they say I only eat sushi and sip on tea en vez de tomar café. My hair may not be curly or all that wavy, but doesn't mean that yo no soy Latina. So I don't have an accent when I address my boss. And they say I eat too much bagels, porque los judíos son ma lengua. I may not have un marido, but hey, la mujer que cree es un hombre no cree en Dios. And me yelling Dios mío are nothing but erotic whispers in the ears of a gringo with blue eyes that my family approve of and mark me as esa niña gringa. Ella no come comida latina, esa vendedora de patria. But arroz en habichuela con chuleta frita is what we eat in my house on Wednesdays. Souls are sweet as tres leche, chocolate caramel spotted wings to dream on. Con makes my daughter's skin thick and just train with maduros all around. For the record, I drink Bustelo por la mañana con un Newport. Um,
Yes.
Thank you. And my last piece is called I Live in Manhattan, because a lot of people think I live in the Bronx, which is not a problem. I love the Bronx. I got my education there, but I live in New York. I live in Manhattan. So I live in Manhattan. Bright lit apples, smelling smoke of smokiness, needle pine skyscrapers, palm tree streets asking for change, black and white alleys with hanging 50s clothing, feeding false prophets. But I want to go to Greece, where there's topaz water, kaleidoscope mirrored sun castle hotel rooms by carved mountains, Ozo in my hand, listening to Plato on my back. I work in Harlem, the birthplace of the Renaissance noir, in the middle of broken bricks and polluted veins. This is a map of scattered dreams. But I want to be in Paris with a bottle of Cristal, espresso, and some croissants, having breakfast at Quasimodo's church. Later, I will have lunch with Jimmy Morrison and Sarah Bernhardt at their cemetery. I go to school in the Bronx. It's the boogie down, bro. Tag here, tag there, where my kicks speak louder than my lines. I live inside of Carmen Hall, down the block from Poe's house. But I really want to go to Amsterdam, strolling through the ghetto with red light fantasies, standing like mannequins that unionize in and out of the law. Puff smoke hanging out here, but only recognized by the natives. I have a family in Dominican Republic, aunts and uncles with bones in the closets, rich ones, poor ones, educated ones, and even richer ones. They don't send well wishes or kisses in the mail. But I want to be friends with Brits and the cats who hang in Switzerland. Hanging with tea with Diana, wine with Willie, and a cloud of smoke with Oscar Wilde. Lord Byron wrote me a poem, but I knew better. In his land, he cannot have this lady, but Dracula can. I was born in Morningside, down the block from the biggest church in New York, across the oldest university in New York City. I came out of a tiny 16-year-old who was not born in New York City. But I want to die in Italy, where sonnets are sung and the wine flows free, where I get to say nothing but praise and flowers at my feet. And I am baptized in gold and proclaimed the queen of my prose. Thank you.
Indeed, the queen of your prose. Thank you. Please unmute yourselves and give.
Yeah, Nikki.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Love you, Nikki.
Fire.
Right
Love
on.
that.
Thank you so much.
You are very welcome. We hope
And
that,
literally my IG, I'm sorry, my IG is my first name and my initial.
yes, please drop that in the chat so
Thank
that we
you.
can find you. You're very welcome. We hope that you venture back onto the stage with us soon, because that was fire, okay? And you know, New Yorker right here, so I feel you, okay? Thank you for that. All right, we jumping over to our next queen, right? All right, and her name is Jasmine Gonzalez. One Gonzalez to the next, all right? All right. So please unmute yourself. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. Love being here as always. So this piece, only one trigger warning, covers abuse that I've overcome. This is how I overcame with through this poem. It's called Ring the Alarm. I have never been able to tell just by looking when something is finished. I try to let the familiar become my enemy. I stared into the flame from the gaslight on your table. My eyes adjusted to the convincing but distorted view. You held my wrist tightly in place like shackles, kept my gaze on the one light to make sure I didn't see the other dozen. Each light brought warmth to the room, so I didn't even hear the alarms go off till the entire room was engulfed in flames. I was no longer blind to the painfully obvious truth. The words from the sweetest lips that I found blissfully comforting spewed venom in my once naive heart. Your huge hands gripping my neck left imprints of your fingers showing your control of my breath. Those same fingers leaving dark bruises, decorating my pale arms and destroying my every boundary. Lying and cheating that you claimed were accidents made my trust as fragile as the mirror that showed a reflection I no longer recognized. Forcing your way into my fragile body I was nothing more than a vessel for your new life. But you did nothing to make my stomach turn. It's a shame that you can't tell from the outside that the meat inside is poison. It took me far too long to see what everyone else already knew. The issue wasn't always me. The problem was often you. Thank you.
Ooh, yes, with them healing words. Thank you for sharing your story, giving somebody else permission to do the same. Please unmute yourself and give Jasmine some love.
Yeah, Jazz.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
That's my sister right there.
Yeah.
Come through, Jazz. That's how you set it off.
Get you burning up the room, Jasmine. Thank you. Thank you for getting us up and excited about it. Thank you for sharing your story, for being brave enough. I don't need to live through it, but to write about it, to share it. All right, we appreciate you for being here. All right, we going from one energy to the next ball of energy. Always bringing us the gusto. Gustav, please unmute yourself. Do your thing. Welcome back.
Hey, thank you, Ray Jane. I am so happy to be wearing my Poet Elemental shirt that I got in the mail today. Elemental, if you could. Oh, I can do it. Drop in the chat my IG and the link to Elemental's webpage for the shirts. I have two pieces tonight. One is some old work and a cover. This is for busboys and poets. This is for poets and busboys lost in this land of misfit toys, hungry, rabid, roaming the streets, seeking sustenance, living on beats, sharing wisdom learned the hard way to find the light of a brand new day where love is seen as the highest reason, greed and tyranny recognized as treason, living in truth and bathing in beauty, our bond to one another, the highest duty, living and doing as we will, every second a new thrill, a peace and love, our currency, in control of our own destiny. After so long waiting, finally free. This is my vision. I hope you can see, no matter who is in power in the nation, they can never own our imagination. And this is Kurt's Rejoinder by Brian Eno. It's off Before and After Science album from 1977. Burger cruising just above the ground, and Gunner puts a burnish on his steel. Anna, with her feelers moving round, is sharpening her needles on the wheel. Burger bender, bargain blender, shine, and Gunner, burn the leader on the fuse. Bundle up the numbers, counting 3, 6, 9. Here's Anna building webs across our shoes. Celebrate the loss of one and all, and separate the torso from the spine. Burger bender bouncing like a ball, so burger bender, bargain blender, shine. Do the do-si-do, do the mirror man, do the Boston crab, do the Alaman. Do the do-si-do, do the mirror man, do the Boston crab, do the Alaman. Do the do-si-do, do the mirror man, do the Boston crab, do the Alaman. Thank you.
Ooh, yes, thank you. Go buy that shirt. Please unmute yourselves and give Gustav some love.
Come through, Gusto.
The
Gusto.
wordplay.
Let's go.
Magnus.
Appreciate you, man. Real.
Yeah.
Loved it, and loved that cross-pollination, right? Not just showing up for yourself, but also for your community, for other fellow artists, and what they are promoting as well. If we're not lifting each other, what we doing? What are we doing, right? So y'all go check out Elemental's website that they put down in the chat. If you didn't know, Elemental is a storm god amongst us, a powerful poet in his own right. We are glad and blessed to have him in this family. So y'all go check him out. Gustav ain't making up stuff. He's telling you the truth, okay? I promise, all right? All right, next person up to tell you the truth is Ike Waltz. Please unmute yourself. Thank you for coming back to us.
Good evening, Ray Jane. Good eve all.
mocking the sound of flying bullets. And for that, you gotta get a gun. I gotta get a poo. I gotta get a poo. I gotta get a, yeah, I gotta be just like a you. I gotta get a screw. I gotta get a screw. I gotta get a screw just like a you. What did ya do to me? That's I gotta get a do to you. I gotta get a chew. That a yummy gummy goo. Oh, I gotta get a pretty gun. I gotta get a lot of fun. I gotta get a pull that deadly trigger, son. I gotta show ya that a man, that I can kill ya in ice cold blood. I gotta chill ya bullies I've had. I gotta get a munition. You gotta pay for my tuition. I gotta get a crazy. I gotta get a mad. I will never get a gotta news. I gotta get a free crap in the slummer. You gotta pay my rent. Don't get a jammer. Forever, I gotta get a torment your soul with my sledgehammer. Yeah, the NRA gotta give it to me. They gotta get a pay on my tears, flipping more guns, and that's gotta be okay. God bless America, that land of the gun. You gotta be a proud American man who gotta have a AR-15 gun. I gotta stand my ground, and above all, you all gotta get to become a perverser, just like a me. America is a free. Mugga, we all gotta stand somehow, what a tall. That's gotta be all, that's gotta be all. Just gotta get a pretty gun. Thank you.
Ooh. Please unmute yourself. Give Ike some love.
Like, so intense, yeah.
All of
Right on.
that. All
Yeah.
of that. Wow.
I was there for it.
Woo. Okay.
Yeah.
I told y'all. Truth, right? Wrapped it up in something interesting. But it's the truth. Thank you, Ike, for sharing that with us. Yes, we love the truth. Bring it on. Why not? We need that. Oh, we're about to just get truth on truth on truth. I'm just excited. It's a good lineup tonight. Okay, buckle up. If you ain't already strapped in, please do. We are moving on to our brother, Beowulf, propaganda poet, oh so Lobo, oh so wonderful. Please unmute yourself and do your thing.
First and foremost, I want to directly thank all of y'all for helping me find myself again and for saving my life. So thank y'all. This is all your fault. So this is an old piece for me, but it might be a new piece for you. So the earth does not belong to us. We belong to the earth. In my journeys through life, I've seen a lot. Everybody's always looking for what they ain't got. Never looking in their own hands. Always taking from the other man. We're tearing up the earth. We're headed for a fall. There'll be nowhere left to live if the winner takes it all. If the winner takes it all. Take away our land and give us back nothing at all. There'll be nothing left alive when the winner takes it all. When the winner takes it all. When the winner takes it all. So here we are again, being backed up against a wall. There'll be nothing left when the winner takes it all. When the winner takes it all. when the winner takes it all. It's time for the common man to learn from the natives and understand. If we just give away control, there'll be nowhere left to go. We can't all just sit on by and watch to make our mother cry and disrespect Father Sky while the winner takes it all. While the winner takes it all. While the winner takes it all. And thusly shall I collapse parallel with this world, my stardust unfurled, as we dance macabre into oblivion. Thank you for listening. Thank you for encouraging my behavior. Thank you for existing. And thank you for sharing this universe with me.
Thank you for existing. And you know what? We don't mind that it's our fault. We don't mind. We don't mind. Please unmute yourselves and give him some love for that.
You rock. Yeah, rock so hard.
Bear takes it all.
Takes it freaking all.
Glad.
I don't know what's in the water tonight, but y'all telling the truth. Okay, I don't know who needs to hear it, but the truth is being said this evening. Thank y'all for showing up and being exactly who you are. All right, the next person up is Joski. Please unmute yourself, Joski. Welcome into the room. Uh-oh, he jumped out of the frame. Joski, did you jump out? Did you not want us to see you?
Oh, Ray Jane, sorry. Caught me by surprise.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's okay. Did you want me to? I can.
You know what? I'll just go ahead and play something if that's all right.
I would love that, actually.
Is that coming through for you?
It sure is. Go ahead, do your thing.
The snow and the rain can't stop Ukraine from burning. The snow and the rain can't stop Ukraine from burning. The gun and the lie, I'm wondering why we ain't learning. Falls from the sky, rolls down the road, death is coming. Falls from the sky, rolls down the road, death is coming. I'm wondering why someone should die for an ego. A song for the refugees, searching for the border of heaven, with flames around my feet, walking through Armageddon, walking through Armageddon. Put your love on a train, then turn back to Armageddon. Put your love on a train, then turn back to Armageddon. Swallow the tears, swallow the rain, swallow the fears, swallow the pain, Ukraine. A song for the refugee, searching for the border of heaven, with flames around their feet, walking through Armageddon. A song for the refugees, walking through Armageddon, with flames around their feet, searching for the border of heaven, searching for the border.
Joski, I'm so glad. I'm so glad you played that for us. Please unmute yourself.
Yeah.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful.
Glory to Ukraine, right
That was
on.
incredible.
Refugees are welcome here.
Listen, Joski offered his spot to me this evening, and I'm so glad I didn't take it because we would have missed that. Thank you, Joski, for that. Thank you for filling this room with music and some more truth in such an elegant and beautiful way. Thank you for what you do. Lizzie said it best. We love you, Joski. I think that's how she wanted me to say it to you. Just so you know, okay? All right. Next person up is Catman Bill. Is Catman Bill in here with us tonight? I don't think so. I don't think Catman made it. Well, that's all right. We got a whole list, so we're going to keep on moving on down. I wonder if our brother Unmesh had made it from India yet. He has not. When he gets here, we will make space for him. In the meantime, I believe our next person up is going to be, oh, it's Unmesh. He's here. Fantastic. All right. So we got India in the room, y'all. Our family does not have any respect for your boundaries on your silly maps. Okay, we don't care about that. We everywhere. Please unmute yourself, Umesh, and welcome back.
Hello everyone. It's amazing to be here. And today morning for me. There was a wonderful program, and we recited our poems. It was amazing. It was for Paul's anthology or the magazine, Paul Latour. It was amazing. I think quite a few people were there. Propaganda was there, and I can see a few more. Lizzie was there. It was amazing, and I wanted to read that poem. I want to read that poem because D. Ellen said that I should read this poem here. So here I go. So it's called Let's Dismantle the Old Furniture. 14 years old teenager standing near the corner of the ground. They didn't invite him to play. It was always the same. The students ganged together against him. And he was left alone, lonely, isolated. In a strange way, this was the sample of things to come in the future, where loneliness was his only friend. We are a race programmed to focus on exclusion. Exclusion based on race, caste, religion, sex, talent, or bald head. We are like vultures waiting to exclude people. To tell them, you don't belong here. This is me, my turf. Even if someone is perfect, he is not like us. He is too perfect to be true. We exclude people to include our own in our fold. The excluded are kept stranded at the boundary of village, town, heart, minds. It is really interesting when even the excluded practice exclusion. Not their fault, because their so-called superior brothers taught them the same. Is this ever going to end? Or as the exclusionist says, only few people will be included and the rest will be excluded, exterminated. I see people excluded because of their gender. What is their fault? You don't get an option to decide your gender or parents when you were born. Who are you to decide someone should be excluded or shunted? Making them feel worthless, good for nothing, just because he has the spark and something which you don't have. Now, this is not a war cry to exclude the exclusionist. Let's try to be inclusionist. Let us look at aberrations as wonders of creation. Let's not look at the faults. We all stand on fault lines. Let us not draw lines between us. We all have bloody lines clawed on our heart by life. Let's not be the furniture of the society. Let's dismantle the furniture. Let's walk on new ways. Let's design a new society. Let's design a new society. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Yes, Umesh, let's design a new society. Hell yeah. Please unmute yourselves and give Umesh some love.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
loved it.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
really, really good.
tremendous.
Unmesh. Wow, brilliant.
Beautiful, brilliant work. Yes. And shout out to all of you who were in the volume 2 of the I Can't Breathe literary magazine put together by none other than our brother Paul Conqueso, who is also the host of the karaoke night that we have every second Saturday of the month, including December 10th, which is the next Saturday, where we're also having the show that precedes that and is hosted by Advocate of Words, entitled Hybrid Open Mic. So definitely look out for that, theneweurekan.org. You can find all of our events on the full events calendar. Y'all should come out. It's a great time about poetry and all that fun stuff. Okay, first, and then we all just get drunk and sing songs to each other. This is wonderful. It's wonderful. Getting drunk, though, is not a criteria. You know what I mean? You don't have to. You can get drunk off the energy as well. But we invite you either way. Next one is December 10th. Okay, so we hope to see you there. Okay, the next person coming to the stage is Jeff Taylor. Is Jeff Taylor in the room? I don't think I see Jeff Taylor. Yes, you are. See? There we go. I'm glad you are here. Welcome back. Please unmute yourself and do your thing.
Thank you, Ray Jane. It's good to be back. So tonight I'm just gonna read somebody else's poem. Hey, I'm gonna read from this book, Banshee by Ciara Freeman, which is just recently came out on Button Poetry. Ciara Freeman, if you're not familiar with her work, she is definitely one of the best poets out there today. This book, her first book, I really highly recommend this book. This book is this poem here I'm going to read is called Self-Made. Kylie Jenner is watching television in my bedroom, watching The Wiz, and she is jumping on my bed. She secretly wants to know why there is not more than one white person in The Wiz, but she is smart enough to know she should not ask. I look in my room really well and see things are absent. Important things are missing. My things. The walls are white and barren and laughing in the spaces my things were. I ask her where my things are. Kylie is honest. She mutes The Wiz, looks me where my face was. It is barren and white and laughing now. Kylie says she gave it all away, that it is American, all of it. My room is musicless and danceless, and the maps are missing an entire continent. It is everything they've always wanted, and it is everything. The juice, Jerry curl, drool, the spit the brown mother takes on finger to wipes faces clean of dirt, of tears, of shame, of joy. Shug Avery, piss, wop. Kylie Jenner is still on my bed, attempting to take her cornrows out. She is ready for something new. Every time she takes one down, a different one appears. Simple Kylie Jenner. She did not know cornrows were created as protection. Kylie Jenner is getting very tired, and the cornrows will not stop multiplying. She tries to talk, but her lips swell like a bloody history. Her lips bloom like opaque magnolias, and suddenly no one hears her. She finally sounds black enough to be silenced. She looks me in the barren white laughing face she has traded for my own sobbing brown and asks for help, and no one answers. That is Self-Made by Ciara Freeman from her book Urbanshi, out now on Button Poetry. I definitely suggest everybody go and check that book out.
That was a dope poem. Thank you so much for bringing her work to us, Jeff, and bringing yourself to us as well. Please unmute yourselves and give Jeff some love.
Yeah, Jeff. Thank you.
Awesome.
Sweet tribute. Sweet,
Wonderful,
sweet
Jeff.
tribute.
It
Cheers.
goes to Ciara.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
You are welcome. Please, if you do have a link where people can go to buy that book and support, please do put it in the chat. Also, we know, and also if you have any of her social media handles, please feel free to share that as well so we can follow her and support her as well. It's a beautiful thing to have a first book. It's a beautiful thing to have other people reading from it and sharing it on your behalf. What a wonderful thing. That's the way we like to do it in this community. We are always grateful to have you here with us at the Nuyo, but we're not stingy. So there are a lot of different platforms that are doing fabulous things, including Garage Poets with Jeff Taylor. Okay, so you make sure you follow him so you can find him as well. Mesh has his own open mic as well, which he's put into the chat. So make sure you go, diversify your love a little bit. Go get you some from there, from there, from there, from there. Okay, we're not sending you places where we wouldn't feel safe ourselves. Okay? All right, cool. Next person to bless the mic is Maddie. All right, I am going to unmute you. Welcome back to your thing.
Oh, hi. Hi, everybody. Give me just 2 seconds to pull this up because I lost track of time. I'm sorry.
That's okay, Maddie. It just builds suspense. We just get more and more excited. That's all it is. Look at everybody there. Look at them. Look at them. They're all just excited. Look at Oso Lobo. He can't even keep himself straight. Look at that. Oh my gosh. See? And you were worried. Look how much fun we're having with this waiting. It's okay. We're excited to hear from you, Maddie.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for your patience. Okay. I don't have a name for this. So I'm just going to start. I have a box for everything. In the bathroom, there's a closet, and everything that I keep behind that door is my mother's version of clutter. Boxes of boxes, and inside of those, a bad day, college and high school diploma, and unlit Roman candles, travel plans for Quebec, Canada to see Greg again, but just as friends this time. 1,000 already developed negatives from 93 to 97, half of which I was not yet even alive for. I'm a premature Alzheimer's patient. Anticipatory grief is as good grief to me. I'm waiting for the day this won't hurt as bad as clear memory, so I box it up. And on the shelf, my dead days can breathe loudly like an intubated patient. I have a box for everything. I have a box for yesterday and nothing prepared for tomorrow. I am executive dysfunction on good ADHD meds. Instant gratification that I didn't finish and I put aside to save the rest for later. I've never been in love. I just needed and believed that it was met. I named the boy God. The godly boy fell from grace straight into a box. Third shelf, front closet, cigar box, envelope. Birthday cards are hard enough to read the first time, let alone reread when they've already expired, so I don't. I keep them for another time. All sorts of shakes and shook up. I would like there to be order, please. I would like to show you the order here. I would like a house guest. I would like someone to want to look at my collection of endings and call me a new series, flip my page and ask me what is next in my story and stick around to hear it. I'm obsessed with Chinese finger traps. I'm obsessed with making lists for every movie that I've ever seen and doing absolutely nothing with it. I'm obsessed with predictability and pattern, repeating cycles, circular feelings, a pottery wheel. Predictability is comfort. Predictability is a stiff drink. I'm the stuff of eulogies and the stink of it. Last week, I turned 27 years old. For my birthday, I wish that somebody had taught me when I was much younger how to keep myself company. I started writing poetry about goodbyes, and in this still, I keep all of the dead things alive. More storage space in the cloud. It holds more than these walls will ever be able to hide, even in secret rooms. My bed frame is a secret room. It's a cover story for more closet space. Yes, each side of the bed has 3 drawers. I put my clothes in them. I keep up appearances that some of these placeholders are good for tomorrow's, but under the mattress, in the middle of the floor, the dead space underneath me while I sleep, my bed is a casket. I'm keeping too much alive by memory alone. This is the only box nobody can open without startling me out of sleep. I've got enough nightmares as it is. My dreams sometimes feel like nostalgia. Good dreams are chemotherapy for dissociative amnesics. I would like to wake up to a memory that does not feel fuzzy and fading. I want Alzheimer's someday to bless me with good nurses and a kind doctor. I want any good company. My life is a bedside manor. I want someone to invite me over instead, to be more than my collection of dreams and years that I was not yet even alive, such as holiday parties where instead of small talk, we burn each other with cigarettes and something new hurts instead. I've never had a friend, only practice, only crime scene, a spectacle, only a partner in something we have both decided is better to forget. I'm better to forget. I equated their time spent with being seen. They just needed an alibi. I always end up intubated for the group photo anyway. So I think that my smile is an insidious first symptom. I think I must be a Cancer because everyone always finds a way to either cut me out or lose their hair in the process of trying to accept me. So now in hindsight, I'm a memory and nobody's first thought for the guest list. Is a single page in someone's scrapbook enough? And by the way, I keep the scrapbooks on the second shelf, bathroom closet, blue box, bottom left. Thank you.
Thank you, Maddie. That was so worth the wait, Maddie. Oh, please unmute yourselves and give Maddie some love.
God damn, Maddie, that was incredible. Wow. Oh my God.
So good.
Line after line after line hit so hard.
Really good. That was awesome.
Those healthcare references. Whoa.
That was really, really good.
Come on. Somebody said line after line after line, bar after bar after bar. My goodness. And the healthcare references, I agree. Right? She got deep in there. Some things you gotta have gone through some things to connect with or know about, Maddie. So we see you. We thank you for sharing your experience. Okay. All right. Next person up is Julian Matthews, and he will be sharing screen. So I just can't wait to see what we get. Let me find him. There he is. Under the Sea, I think. Welcome back, Julian.
Hi.
Hi.
2 poems. Not just a thing. Oh, please. You're neither sun nor moon. Spare me the astronomical comparisons. You are neither star nor planet, not even passing comet. Such metaphors belong only to hopeless romantics. I'm more pragmatic. You're the kick and bite of a double shot espresso on this chilly morn when the barista finally spelt my name right. You're the lone firefly in our backyard I bottled as a sad child just to watch you flicker all night. You're the dandelion I blew in a single breath, scattering all your seeds in the wind on a merry flight. There, I compared thee to a beverage, an insect, and a weed. In the family of things, you are something. Something warm, winsome, and wish-worthy. Nothing grand, distant, and unreachable, but something smaller, closer. Something I could hold in my curious, trembling hands. If only you would let me. Thank you. Lost and find. Every night it's a red pill versus blue pill situation, and I take the red pill and I go down the rabbit hole. I'm a white rabbit without a watch, going down a maze with no exits. I'm Alice. I'm Zhuangqi's butterfly. I'm Kafka's insect. I'm a cockroach. Deeper and deeper it goes. I'm the undead. I cannot even remember what or when or where or why, only how it began. Insomnia, thy name is Google. The interwebs really is a series of YouTubes, and I'm a spider crawling in its belly, awaiting Godot or God or Rod Serling. It's the Twilight Zone meets the Matrix meets Groundhog Day, and the hole in my heart is a labyrinth of hollow denials and wrong turns, an echo chamber of loveless lava eruptions, a growing pattern, cavern of broken promises and shattered mirrors and sorrows and tomorrows and tomorrows and tomorrows and the horrors of it all. And I step barefoot on all of life's glass shards because you are still nowhere to be found. Thank you.
Two beautiful pieces, Julian. Thank you. Please unmute yourself. Give him some love.
Poignant. That was poignant. Just
Lovely.
very brave.
Beautiful,
Very
Julian.
brave.
Oh, the perspective. Wow.
Beautiful.
The Matrix, Kafka, everything. Wow.
Absolutely beautiful work. Thank you. And also thank you for opting to share your screen. We love it when you use different modes of artwork to get to us. We tell you express yourself and your whole self with us. So we appreciate you for being here and being an artist in that way with us. Okay. All right. Next person up is Kelly. Kelly girl. It's been a while, Kelly girl. You know, I ain't seen that hair in a while. You know how I feel, Kelly. Okay. Okay. Please unmute yourself and welcome back, my dear.
Oh, it has been a while, though I did come last week and you weren't here. What was I to do? I do also have to give a warning. I had a black cherry Slurpee because I decided it wasn't cold enough up here in Toronto that I wanted to like ingest ice, and it has turned my entire mouth black. So if you find yourself distracted by the fact that it looks like my tongue is rotting out of my mouth, that would be why. I've got 3 little babies today. Apparently I've been feeling brief. The first is called Breakfast of Champions. The blue are for my attention span that takes twitchy flight, a sparrow leaping, landing, lifting, looking. The green are for my anxiety, the ants always toiling beneath my surface, digging tunnels, driving deeper in droves. The white is for my sadness, dangling a solitary light in the darkness, the anglerfish lighting the way to self-destruction. The teal and the red are for my pain that transforms me into easy prey, a wounded gazelle, a burden on the herd. It's survival of the fittest, and I am so not bad. So I start my day with colored tablets to help make up for what I lack. Number 2, why I do not write of love. I could write novels of how achingly lonely the embrace of a stranger, warm arms that leave me cold, flickers of heat when what I want is an inferno, tinder without kindling so quickly goes out. I could fill volumes with clinical observations of those who have filled my body, but not my heart, held me without having me, looked at me, but never could see me. I could compose arias of the orgasms I've faked, when the destination isn't in reach, with me relegated to passenger instead of partner. I could write a symphony of the melodic murmuring of empty platitudes, of the snicks of softly closed doors, never again open, of how full the silence that lingers behind them. But I cannot write of what I do not know. And I know love as well as they knew me, which is to say, not at all. And the last one doesn't have a title yet, so hey. There is yearning here. Can you feel it? The fervor of 7 billion hearts beating, 7 billion souls breathing, stood with arms raised, beseeching, wet cheeks tilted heavenside, hunting for a why that will never arrive. There is a yearning here. It unites us. This current of longing, this desire for connection so thick that we could reach out and seize it with grasping hands. These hands that have long been raised, these hands that have long been empty. Perhaps if we held the purest desire of a stranger in our palms with the gentleness due our most visceral wish. If we lowered our arms and reached towards each other, gripped fingers, felt the soft thrill of another's pulse behind the small-boned miracle that is their wrist. Perhaps we would find that it was not answers we were seeking, but the comfort to question, held safe in the intimacy, in the oneness that is 7 billion souls, hands clasped, far more alike than they ever will be different.
Ooh, listen, if that's you, Brief, please, mama, please don't never leave us, okay? Okay, we're so happy to have you back with us. Please unmute yourself and tell us so. Tell us so.
Well done. That was really good.
That destroyed me. Those were amazing.
Wonderful,
Really good.
wonderful.
That was amazing.
So much more alike.
Okay, you reduced us to sounds of joy and enjoyment. You know, Thanksgiving was last week, but we still enjoying it. It's still delicious. Thank you very much. Glad to see you, and always a pleasure to have you and your artwork with us. All right, we are going to our next poets of the evening, and that is who I like to call Books, also known as Lizzie, our beanie goddess. Please unmute yourself, Lizzie. Do your thing.
Thank you. Beanie blessings to you, Reggie, and our community. You can find me and all the stuff I do on IG mostly, ES_Strauss, and it's in my box, and I'll drop in chat after. Beautiful and amazing poetry and art tonight. Thank you all. It's such a blessing. I'm going to read 2 tonight. One is actually something I finished from a mic from Ray Jane's mic last Friday. It's called Her Story. It's a prose. For years, I would beg my mother to shorten our Passover Seder down to 30 minutes. My eager to devour matzo ball soup self never understood why we read the Haggadah, repeating the same story year after year, making me more depressed and hungry as we trip over tropes. Not until my mother made her own modern-day text 2 years ago did I understand why we continue to recite our truths. Will we pour a cup of wine for Miriam, not just Elijah? Perhaps if we let more women write our scriptures, we would not swim silly like a filter fish, like soup boils on the stove, not to cancel our culture. It should not take more bigotry, sexism, and scapegoating to get through the skulls that are not rotting in the ancient Egyptian pyramids, that we women are the reason all the other genders can be storytellers, i.e. who parted the sea for you to escape to freedom, milk, exhaust our bodies to bring you into this world. My mother Miriam did not create her own scripture for solely the Moishas and Elijahs. She created it for the Yochevids, Saphars, Pua, her Esther, Sarah, and of course herself. Thank you. And the last one I'll leave you with. Propaganda Poet challenged me to write a silly little couple pankus tonight. So this is just a little silly 4-line panku. It's called Dead Pen Dirty Secrets. So the pandemic poets want to know my dead pen dirty secret to scoring first place on our sacred roster. Should I unveil my knowledge the ancestors graced me? I'm a professional lesbian. Props to my parallel careers. Thank you.
Yes, Lizzie, be everything that you are, okay? And do it in poetry. We love that. Please unmute yourself and let Lizzie know how you feel.
Wonderful as
Yeah.
always.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lizzie. We appreciate you and your activity in the community. supporting. Lizzie's everywhere, okay? All right, contributing and lifting and making sure that we all know community is wherever we at. Okay, so we appreciate you, Lizzie, for being who you are in our community. All right, and we call her books because she got books on books. I'm not kidding. Just lift up the list. See, y'all think I'm joking? Look at this. Look at this. She's got a fan, a book fan. Okay, I'm scared of you, Lizzie. Go on, do your thing. Okay. I thought I saw Catman Bill jump back in the room, and I know if you'd like to go, would you? Okay, wonderful. I'm gonna unmute you.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Ray Jane. I'm in trouble tonight. I can't help it, but trouble follows me everywhere I go. I put down the guitar strings. I want to do some stand up. You know, I don't know if the same woman from last week was on tonight. I just came in, rushing in from another open mic downstate in Connecticut. And but when I saw her doing her shtick last week, I said, you know, I can't let her have the stage all by herself. So therefore, I'm back again, getting into trouble with some stand-up shit. Damn, I know I'm in good shape. Am I in good company or what? First, Chris Rock gets slapped by Will Smith a few months ago. Then Dave Chappelle gets attacked by a trans person with a toy gun. Then I get Andrew Dice played by Norican Poetry Crowd a few times. I know you forgot about it, but I haven't forgotten about it. I went into big butt routine and nobody laughed. I get it. Thank God I'm on Zoom. Someone would come after me if they could. I'm not going to name names, but I think there's someone out there thinking, you lucky Catman that I can't reach through the screen and slap you. But I might like it. I'm joking. I'm not going to talk about big butts anymore. I'm not going to talk about the mountains of Maria Elena's vagina here. I'm not even saying the P anymore. No, I'm going to go back to safe harbors. My people, Catholics, Jews, and Italians. So what do you get when you cross a Sicilian with a Lithuanian Jew? You get me. A short, hairy, bald-headed baboon with a yarmulke on top. That's why I wear a hat all the time to cover up. I have hair growing everywhere except where it should grow. It grows in my nose, grows out of my nose. It grows between my eyebrows. It grows around my ears and on my dick, my arms and chest. You know what this is, right? It's my hairball. It came from my body. Okay, I became a choir boy in St. Joe's Cathedral Church. Can't you tell by my fine singing voice? Anyway, the choir saved my life, man. So the priest gave me a pamphlet once to learn Latin text and said, you know, learn it and be a choir boy. And an altar boy. And I said, no way am I going to learn this Kyrie lay shit. So I sang my way out of holy molestation to safety. The priests had no business hanging around the choir, and they didn't. Catholics don't have a sense of humor. Or maybe they do. St. Joe's authorities were ruthless with me, especially the Sisters of Mercy, most inappropriately named. They put tape over my mouth for talking in class. They put chewing gum on the top of my nose. Then I was once sent to the janitor, Mr. Mackin, who measured my head for donkey horns. I had to wear donkey horns around the school. Not to be outdone, my fourth grade lay teacher, Mrs. Hennigan, once caught me talking in class. I was a little chatterbox. She called me up to her desk. She moved her chair back and told me to crawl under her desk. She put her chair back into place and continued teaching as if nothing had happened, except that I was sitting under her desk in the dark, looking up at her fat thighs opening and closing. So I thought, am I in Catholic school? Yes. What if I reached up and touched it? What could she do? Could she pretend nothing happened? Which would then inspire me to touch it some more. Or might she scream, Catman just touched it? Or the third possibility was to call Father Emmerling and say, Catman just touched my pussy. What should I do, Father? Well, Mrs. Hennigan, how did Catman get to touch your pussy? Father, I put him under my desk for talking in class. Well, Mrs. Hennigan, you march little Catman right down to my office so I can put him under my desk. Father Emling, principal of St. Joseph's Cathedral, ended my Catholic education and expelled me 2 weeks before summer vacation in 1967 for refusing to get a butch haircut like his. End of story. End of story.
All right, Catman, made it in there. Made it in there.
I didn't see anybody laughing, so I guess it's not too funny shit, but you know.
No, it's funny.
Please unmute yourselves. Let them know if you've got to chuckle out of it. Go on and chuckle.
Yes.
Chuckle.
Catholic school dropout.
Hey, you got some Catholic school dropouts that are connecting with your stories. So don't feel bad. And thank you for being brave, right? You know, it's hard to get up there and do anything, nonetheless comedy. So we thank you for being here. All right. Okay. We have made it to our good luck rounds. Voice volumes. I got you. I got you. Okay. So the first person up in our good luck round is Juan Rivas. Are you still with us? I'm going to ask you to unmute.
Yeah, I'm still with you guys.
All right.
I've been watching all the performances and they all sound brilliant. A few stuck out to me a lot. Matt aka Baby, beautiful. Julian, another beautiful lyricist, poet. So I've got my own poems here that I want to read today. I thought this would be the best platform to read it. So I've got one that starts, it's called The Wrath of My Locks. It's just about my people's hair and the pride I have wearing it. So whenever I feel disconnected from the world, I connect to the main roots locked in between these curls. They hang intricately, forming patterns, weaving red ochre swirls. Visages adorned by adobe structures, molded into ancient chained rows. Caribbean twists, sweetened by sugar fields, filled with canes left wild in their natural state. Grains concealed within braids, seeding the fate of those who we're lucky enough to have ran away. Resistance nourished, replenished by thick, tangled stems, interlaced and entwined between the reaching branches of time. History taught through sooty lenses in past tenses that do not black sentences. Shifting attitudes tugging at black matted roots, entangled within ideological loops. Water elms blooming high throughout the summer of 69. Crows arising, igniting tides of resistance, flourishing fists stern with unwavering resilience. Civil liberties infringed, conditioned, and textured through locks of concealed, forbidden, hidden beauty. For this is the wrath of my locks and the ancient history they hold. Let them dangle with pride and represent the lineage of our ancestral ties. In their fashion, they lay loose, dormant, and formidably unapologetic, unlocking follicles of fiber drenched in melanated earth's soil, coursing sinews of life, erupting through epidermal volcanic rock. Straightened strands carrying blonde affirmations, Eurocentric ideals ingrained, imposing, but still we wander with spirit and Afro formations. That was one. That was one. I've got another one, if you would allow me to read. This one's called The Smoking Gun. This is about police brutality in America and just the complete, utter lack of disregard for human life. How dare you? I want to scream. We are all next in line for their debauchery, the only thing comparable to their heinous crimes. Criminals in uniform, the boys in blue. Wait, but I thought things had improved. Today we woke up from a nightmare and opened our eyes to a daymare. Am I under arrest? Another phrase, not a slogan, but a phrase. Just like saying, why are you bothering me? Am I still a slave? They are far from the label of bullies which they have laid claim, bearing weapons as long as coats of arms. I know why he got shot. Why? Because he is, wait for it, black. I don't think you had to guess that. Now, back to the matter at hand. No, not the on-duty cop waving his flag in the street, because we know we ain't repping no Crip. Revise that amendment, please, sir. Does it spell the word N-I-G-G-A? Or is that what you see tattooed to my forehead? Put your hands in the air and throw up your gun signs too, because being black by any means necessary, they'll shoot. You a slave to the history that connects you to your roots. I mean, the history of slavery, the one that was abolished. But we live in the new and improved version. Call it a polish. Oops, I spilt some blood. I mean, Drew blood. These killers are vampires with a vigilante complex. The blood they want is flowing through your son's innocent neck. Let me direct you to the black matter. The fact you can't stutter. One fact remains true to those boys in blue. Your life don't matter. If you're black in America, it's an automatic death sentence. And then they ask why we can't stutter. Don't move. Everything in that man's body is urging him to run as fast as he can. If he resists, he'll end up on the pavement, hands behind his back, neck mangled as they chokehold and proceed to stamp as they strangle. Split-second decision. Well, they say it's in our genes to run fast. Can you outrun a bullet that's got your name on it, etched like a cast? Well, hell, I'm delirious, at the same time serious. Wait, I can feel this rush like a wave of forest fire rage. Overwhelming, searing my skin like burning pain. Fuck you. That's what I have to say to that. Would accept this crap from another human being. In their eyes, you can't be human, but a well-earned human trophy. One they can hang like a carcass on their whitewashed wall. They want to exterminate us by any means. If that means pulling you over, pulling out a gun and blowing you away. This is a Western, except Native Americans are enacted by blacks and arrested. When will they learn that we're all the same? We all got limits if we're tested. Uncivilized, subhuman, spreading rumors that paint pictures like murals. Color is what separates our struggles, their justification of smudges, portraying us as subordinate, meek, simply because tears court revenge. But we will not conform, nor idly scorn to purport amendments. We are unapologetically black, black like the night, black like panthers. When will they learn? When enough is enough, then the barrel of the smoking gun will be in our terms.
Yes, thank you, Juan, for those powerful words. And thank you for staying up. I know you representing from the UK. It's late over there, so thank you for being with us. Please unmute yourself and give Juan some love.
Juan, that was awesome.
Yeah, Juan. Yeah,
Both
one
of
of
us.
us. One of us. Yeah. Amazing.
Go on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Talking about the locks, the history runs deep, at least to the roots. We love that. Thank you. Thank you for being here and sharing your time with us. We don't take it for granted. All right. Next person up to bring us their magic is Chris Robin. Please unmute yourself.
Thanks. I have missed y'all lately. Haven't been feeling well when Thursdays have rolled around, and I've got a migraine right now, but I'm gonna push through because this feels like the right moment for these couple of pieces. So yeah, just get to it. Neither has a name. Both started out as journal entries, became poems at some point, became social media posts, and now I'm trying them out as poems. I don't know, word art of some kind. I didn't find my queer self in a queer club, but I did find my dancing self in one. The first time my inhibitions vanished without intoxicants was at a queer dance party at a queer club surrounded by queer community. I remember the feeling. Freedom and love and authenticity and embodiment. And I also remember my friend noticing, well, if a violent homophobe blocked the main door, we could still escape out the side. That was a decade ago, long before Pulse and Club Q and the ghost ship fire that killed that same friend. I know she understood the danger. She never failed to note the exits or lack thereof wherever we went. And she always chose freedom over security. So her safety commentary didn't detract at all from our ecstasy. She shrugged, smiled, said YOLO, then grabbed my hand, gazed deeply into my eyes, and said she loved me before twirling me in circles, laughing. Moments later, We were dancing with abandon, tears in our eyes and sweat dripping from our bodies, entirely sober yet utterly out of our minds. We sang along to Dancing on My Own while images of black-clad teens dancing on cop cars flickered on the projector screen between flashes of dumpster fires that lit up our beaming faces. When friends noticed I was dancing, they shot me encouraging smiles. They knew this was new ground for me and that I'd wanted it for all of my 27 years. I felt known and loved and completely at one with the mass of writhing bodies around me. Laying in bed that night, I felt a kind of hope I'd never known before. Hope that I might one day fully inhabit my body, that I might someday be fully myself, and that when that day came, there might be people left who loved me. So it's true, I knew I was queer long before I stepped into my first queer club, but I had no idea who queer me really was. That they could dance like no one was watching and be loved for who they really were. We need and deserve more kinds of queer spaces, but queer clubs are life preservers, and we queers don't give up the important shit without a fight. So here's my invitation to queer folks everywhere. Let's welcome our rage and vengeance as warmly as we do our love and remembrance. We need all of us. That's the first one, and it's for my friend who died in Ghost Ship, obviously, which the anniversary is tomorrow. So that is why I wanted to make sure to read it tonight. And then this is a companion piece that I wrote the same night, which was the night that I heard about Club Q. So, the grief I'm feeling goes far beyond Club Q, so my heart breaks for the dead and their loved ones. When I read the news, I immediately flashed back to hearing about the Pulse shooting on Pride and realized this time the attack was at a T-Door event after an all-ages drag show. Then I remembered how almost no one was alive when first responders entered Pulse after the shooting. Most had mistaken the gunshots for music and died dancing. We know better now. This time, unarmed queers immediately took the shooter down. Then I thought of Ghost Ship. How many of the dead were found huddled together as though sheltering each other from the flames, even while choking to death on the smoke. How even in the darkest moments, we queers die embracing or dancing or risking our lives to protect one another. But we shouldn't have to be so strong. We should be able to love and be and celebrate and mourn without inciting violence and bigots who drool at their dreams of our annihilation. And so my heart breaks for all of us. For the dead and the injured and those who love them, and for those at the scene who will never escape the agony of those memories, and for those that heard the news and felt a little or a lot less safe than they had moments before. A little more hated, more hunted, more bitter, more helpless, harder, more deeply drowning in despair. And I feel all of that. But I also feel a little more determined, more protective, more fierce, stronger, more sure of who I am and how I love, more connected with queer community, even while more physically isolated than I have ever been. I'm cracking open and it hurts like hell, but I've been around long enough to know that nothing lasts forever and that pain sure as hell cannot kill me. That maybe if we allow ourselves to feel and mourn and avenge this tragedy, we might just manage to birth a new world. After all, what have we got left to lose? Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you for sharing the memory of your friend, for reminding us of those we've lost to foolishness, right, instead of love, and for pushing through your pain tonight. Migraines are no joke, but we thank you for pushing through to share those pieces with us. Honored to share space with you. Please unmute yourselves. Give Chris some love.
Chris, that
Thank
was
you so much,
beautiful.
Chris.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
Beautiful work.
Man. So glad you made it here tonight to share those pieces with us. Thank you so much. Oh, we lose so much beauty to an unwillingness to see each other, right? To make space for one another. And I hope with you that that's a changing trend, right? All right. Next person up to share their experience, who is saying, I think wants to say to the room, but is saying to me, and I'll share with the room, beautiful Christopher Robin. Voice Volumes says that, and Voice Volumes is also up next. So let me find you so that I can ask you to unmute yourself. Let's see. Yes, there you are. Welcome.
Hey, you guys. Hey, beautiful people.
Hey, welcome.
Thank you. I've actually been here before. I just changed my name. Voice Volumes is my poetic name, but this is Aisha Simon.
Aisha, why you playing with us?
I'm so not, but you know what? I was like, oh, you know what? Here's an opportunity for me to put my poetic name. So let me put it.
All right. We accept. Thank you for being here.
Okay. So if I can, I'm going to share 2 pieces. They're not that long. That's okay. Okay. The first piece is called Visual. My eyes become the canvas. Paint yourself across my irises and pupils. Let me visualize our future together, surpass time and retrieve where you become beholder of my sight and attention. Blinking becomes momentary distraction away from the beauty that is you. Masterpieces collected together into the totality of your being, now presented to me visually, optically. God, you're beautiful. And as a man, you probably detest this adjective, but if I'm being honest, you truly are. Beautiful, that is. Unforgettable. Even with you out of sight, you're still etched in my mind. How can I forget your image, the constant of life's unpredictability? That's why death scares me. And I pray that I go first. Let my departure shield me from the chance to possibly forget or the opportunity to let my recollection of your countenance fade. The thought makes me anxious, so I draw your face closer to mine, letting you burn your presence into my memory, every perceptible detail of your being. Pure form, no mistaking, no optical illusions, just us. My eyelids shut in every detail of you, image captured. We Eskimo kiss, nose touches, and lips pressed together. I love it here. I whisper in your ear, just in case I didn't tell you. You're beautiful. A beautiful man. Visual. This next piece is called Carry Over. I left me with him, streaked his skin with my scent, trails of jasmine and rose water graced his pores. Kisses wet, left to dry, sugar crystalline traces of our exchange. Taste buds imprinted upon mine, aftertaste all sweet. Invisible fingerprints along his back and up my thigh. DNA under our nails as he pulls my hair. Air gargled between us. We exude passion and press it upon all who sees us. We make love. My flower leaves fragrant notes he fills, and I receive his life force, nectar, the substance of the gods. I carry his legacy within. Womb blossoms, life's crafted by 9 revolutions of time. We carry love and light within. Protect it, grow it, nourish it with all that we are and are to be. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. We missed you, Aisha.
I
Excuse
miss you guys too.
Voice Volumes. Okay. Please unmute yourselves and give her some love.
Very beautiful. I love
That was
That is
lovely.
beautiful.
Yeah,
Yes.
beautiful.
Beautiful, Aisha.
Right.
Thank you, beautiful people.
You are very welcome. Please make sure you put your information in the chat. You know, we don't hold it against you guys for real life, taking you away from us from time to time. We just ask that you return, you know, bring your beautiful self back sometime. okay? Because we do miss you in the space. All right. Next person up is going to sing to us. Dory, so please unmute yourself. Hi.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good.
Excellent. Go ahead, do your thing.
All right. This is a song called Peace and Love. It's the 13th song in a 13-song album that I recently published. And I'm just gonna play the track and like sing live to you all. Can you hear that?
Not yet.
Todo tiene su final, nada dura para siempre, eso sí es la verdad. Todo tiene su final, nada dura para siempre, eso sí es la verdad. Todo tiene su final, nada dura para siempre, eso sí es la verdad. Why are you so angry? I will never understand how you gon' get mad at me when you fumble the bag. I don't need no one to kill for me. Don't need no one to die for me. Somebody to live with me. Security, stability, and a little more respect. And a little more respect. Please don't talk to me like I'm your enemy. I gave you so many chances. I don't got none left. Sorry, I ain't sorry. Peace and love, who's next? I gave you so many chances. I don't got none left. Sorry, I ain't sorry. Peace and love, who's next? So that's that one.
You better sing, Noriso. You better sing. Please unmute yourself and yell great things at her.
Oh,
Hell
yes,
yeah.
yes, yes, yes,
Fire.
yes. See you next Thursday.
Okay. Tell again. Tell again. Okay.
Come on back.
Come on back with that beautiful, beautiful voice. What an accomplishment to have an album. You better go ahead with your bad self. And please put your information in the chat so we know where to follow you, so we can help you promote your beautiful music. And I agree with Gustav. We expect to see you next week. Okay, we don't really care what you got to do, but just come back. We hope that you come back. Also, if you have any social media handles, please drop those in the chat as well so that we can tag you appropriately. We're doing a little bit of everything here at the New York Always. We invite you back to us. Sign up is 24 hours ahead of time at theneweurekan.org. But just like Dodi Sol did, if you did not make it on the guaranteed list, just show up so we can get you on a good luck round. You see? We're able to learn all about her beautiful talents in her whole album, okay? So please don't count yourself out when there is space for you to take up, all right? The last person on our good luck rounds slid in there in the last moments. Can I get on the list? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. We got space. Okay, we're glad to have you. Renee, please unmute yourself and do your thing.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Renee Maxwell is my government name on Facebook and only Facebook. I'm Reborn Soul Vibes on all the platforms. So if you're feeling me, into my tribe. And y'all know what to do. Like, share, comment, subscribe. And if I touch you and I do your heart well, make sure y'all smash that notification bell. Listen to your spirit to renew your mind. Because if you change your perspective, you can change your timeline. Take your mind back to where you first began to doubt. And remember that pure spirit. That's what this life's about. If you ever feel stuck, restricted in your mind, somewhere in there, fear was installed, and it is dimming your shine. Installing yourself that you have abundance of wealth because you're strong in your spirit, your mind, and your health. Take care of yourself, and yourself will take care of you. But you got to tap deep within to unriddle that clue and how to. It can be done in silence with music, crystals, candles, stones. No social media distractions, no text messaging, emails on your phone. And the best thing about this is for you, you alone. It will bring up some dirt, some joy and past hurts, but your higher vibes will diminish all of those glooms from the tomb. It'll illuminate your future, make you analyze your past, but you'll appreciate your right now and its blueprint in your path. It may not be all that pretty. Sometimes it can get a little gritty, but if you dig deep to your core, you can see how high you can soar. You'll gain purpose of self and recognize true abundance and wealth. I can tell you this one thing, my heart dances and it sings, but it has nothing compared to the peace that it brings. I'm excited, and I want to show the whole world how you can grow in your wisdom, your power, your health. That is your wealth, and it all stems from within yourself. So I strongly encourage you, go for this life that you see, but you got to ground your spirit. Stay strong, be still, listen, and dig deep. So if I may, listen to your intuition. See, my past manipulation, it placed me in a different position. And after years of attempting to redirect that went unlistened, it changed my intuition to just hoping and wishing. We see what it is before the biz, but then our heart begins to mislead. Nah, not really. Our heart just goes towards where it bleeds. Discernment is at need. Whether we're going to feed a vampire or is it to fulfill our own lesson learned needed be? Be careful, be mindful, and just be aware. Because that switch in your perception could happen right there. You trust what your third eye sees, and then just let it be. Because it depends on the health of the ego or the depths of the wound. If you push, they'll pull, and that struggle will begin. And you let go, they're going to want to come back. Affirm no, and then you feel like you're under attack. Some, they're going to try to make you feel like you're the slack. And others, they'll let go because they know they will never have your back. Not like that. See, vamps, they want your love juice. It gives them the extra boost. But if you ask for theirs, they're going to leave you loose, dangling like a puppet until you cut them cords and say, just chuck it. See, I collected all my tears in a big old bucket. And then I learned to use that bucket to water new crops. Because if I can't cut the heartstrings as the head of the snake, I'll chop, drop, then roll like a bowling ball. Gotta knock down those pins. What pins? With my pen for my wins, because now I'm going for it. Oh, no tail or head spins or tallying them sins. And I'm not perfect. Let's get that straight. But I keep my clean slate because I'm going for great. And without a debate, it is my destined fate. It's like divinely buttered biscuits flopping all the hate gravy on a plate. It's spiritually nutritious, divinely delicious. And when I need to eat, I take a seat, I pray, and then I listen. And it shapes my ass into a different position. And I'm only going to ask for his permission. So I can sit back on my throne with those visions shown. I'll confirm or overthrow. And so that nothing goes missing, I'll alchemize that overthrow as my overflow. And then I'll channel it in my pen, paper, family, and my company business. As this alchemy and intuition glistens, best believe I'm going to remain grateful because I'm so very thankful. This is my confirmation that my God, He's indeed listening.
It's beautiful, Renee. Thank you for bringing us that energy and that delivery. We
I
loved it.
appreciate it.
Loved it. Please
Appreciate
unmute yourselves. Give Renee some love.
Yeah, that was great.
Wow, that was beautiful.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing.
Love the delivery.
Renee, please put your information in the chat so we could keep on yelling good things at you even after the show is over. And guess what? We made it, y'all. We made it to the end of the show. I thank you all so much for being here on this Thursday night with us. Again, this is Thursday Night Online Open Mic presented to you by the New Eurekan Cafe. I am your host at It's Ray Jane. That's ITSRAYJANE. You can find us here every Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, sharing the context of our heart. And we ask that you continue to return to us, whether you're planning to perform or just to add to the good energy in the room. We appreciate you either way. All right. So the same way that we get up in here is the same way that we get up out of here. And that's with love. So as always, I will be unmuting you and asking you to fill the room with loving messages to each other, to yourself, to encourage you through the rest of the week while I count down from 10 with 10 things I want you to remember and take with you. Renee, please put your information in the chat if you haven't already, because I took a little piece of your performance. We stalk y'all while y'all performing. That's what we do. Forgive us, okay? We love you. Too bad. Okay. So please unmute yourself and give each other love and good night to those who jump out in the interim.
Love you all.
Friends.
Yeah.
7 cats.
You already made it through the week, y'all.
I have 7.
All right.
Catman Bill is one of our favorites. 7.
Got some background music from.
Oh yes, play it.
Let's start planning for Governor's Island next year. Let's start planning.
Yeah.
I will be.
I will see you there.
This is your family.
All y'all who can make it. Anyone who can make it to Governor's Island next year.
Safe space with us. 4. This is where you come for your healing. 3.
I love you guys.
We love you right back. 2.
We love you right back.
Love and poetry, y'all.
Number 1.
Good night, guys.
Heart is more than enough. So share.
See you next time.
We love you.
Good night.
Love you. Thank you.
To yourself.
It was
Good night,
nice
everyone.
meeting you all.
Good night.